Does your neck feel like it's been repeatedly head-butting a brick wall after every single ride? Or do you get off the bike and you're rubbing your neck and shoulders and wondering, I'm too old for this shit? Look, you're not broken, and you're certainly not past it. And this isn't just something you have to accept like everything else as you get older. Look, I've got a neck like a pencil, and I've also got a metal plate in it after some stupid car thought it was tougher than me. So today, as a bike fitter and a coach of multiple decades, I'm going to show you exactly why your neck hurts, and more importantly, how to fix it. With no physio appointments, no neck brace, and definitely no self-pity. Okay, first thing we have to understand is your head is heavy. Look, I'm not insulting you and calling you pumpkin head or heed as we say in Scotland, but it literally weighs about 5 kilograms. That's heavier than your fancy new carbon wheel set that you're showing off to all the guys, okay? Look, when you're riding, your neck, your upper back, they're holding that bloody bowling ball up for hours. Now, if your position, your posture, or your strength is off, even slightly, then that weight comes in like a wrecking ball. So over time, tension builds, muscles fatigue, and pain shows up like an unwanted guest at Christmas. Oh, that's a big head. Okay, what I want to start talking about is posterior tilt, okay, through your spine, which is going to lead to riding with your chin. What the heck do you mean, coach? Look, here's our pelvis, okay? So you're going to be told by experts, yeah, you've got a posterior tilt. That's going to cost you £1,500 to see me over the next 3 months to fix that. We've all got it, all cyclists. In fact, most human beings have it. Now, what does that mean? It means, okay, we've got this extra I can't even say it. We've got this extra curvature of the spine here because of the position we're sitting in. Now think about this. What does this do to your head? It pushes your chin out. And a lot of people, they're riding with their chin. Chinny chin chin. What that's doing is creating a hinge through the neck. And your neck may be thicker than mine, or you may be stronger than mine, but it's weaker. And remember, I'm riding with a metal plate in mine. And I've not got neck problems, and it's like a giraffe's as well. We need to fix you at source. When was the last time you changed the tyres on your bike? Maybe even changed the chain. You've done it though, haven't you? When was the last time you did a DIY check on yourself? Yeah? I'm not talking about squeezing your testicles to make sure they're all working right. You know what I mean. Come on, help me out here. What I'm talking about at source, the work you do off the bike is going to help you smash on the bike. We fix this bad boy and you fix your neck. Okay, let me actually just explain that a little bit more using my pelvis friend and a wall. What I want you to do is to stand against the wall. Heels against, head against. Get your scapulas nice and flat. What happens to your lower back? I can get a gap. Yeah. Now that's your lumbar curve. So what we want to do is practice putting our pelvis, now this is going to look a little bit strange. Oh, hello. Now what we're going to do is, yeah, you got that gap. That's where somebody's going to tell you, oh, you got a posterior tilt. That's going to take about 5 sessions to fix. We've all got it. And as cyclists, we need to be aware of it. Oh, you've got a bad back already. I know we're talking about your neck, but this is where it's coming from. Right, so we want to get into neutral position. I want you to practice closing that gap. And to do that, I want you to just roll that pelvis. Woo. Now, I know that looks a little bit strange, and if your partner comes in at this appropriate moment while you're watching this, they're going to wonder, what the... Please, for the sake of children, don't have this on the TV screen, okay? And what we're going to do, okay, seriously, I want you to get into that position, close that gap by rolling this into a neutral position. We're practicing proprioceptive control, yeah, of the pelvis. And we're going to put it in that neutral position. Can't get my hand through. Yeah, can't even post a letter, Christmas card, Asda, new pair of shoes for my wife, whatever. It's not going to go through there. Practice coming away from the wall and feeling that position. You know, get in there 40 seconds, 60 seconds every day. Roll, roll, yeah? And feel that position, because this is going to help us fix the spine. It's going to put the neck in a more relaxed position. The next drill I want you practicing, because you're in the same position, and this one's great. Now, you can do this actually in a car as well. If you're driving a lot or you're sitting in your chair and you're working away. So this is what I call the chin tuck. Imagine that position. Yeah, so you've got that big lumbar curve and your chin's sticking out and you're creating this hinging point. Now, gravity never changes. It's coming straight down on you, baby. Yeah, and that's where we're getting that muscle tension. So all we want to do is, and I'm going to be talking about this when I go on the bike, I want you to imagine this balloon that's taking you up from the back of your head, okay? And we want to push our chin in and see if you can make a double chin. I can make 5, coach. And all we want to do is push the chin in. But as we do this, I want you to imagine it's coming up at the back, okay? The temptation then is to create this big lumbar curve. Oh, no. We want to bring the pelvis up. Pelvis, chin. Yeah, now that feels really odd, coach, because you've never done it before. But if by pushing your chin in, start to put pressure back of your head. Now imagine in your car, your seat, and pushing your head in, and you're creating now resistance. This is a great little starter drill for putting a little bit of strength work through the neck, but also it gets you into that position whereby it's going to be more beneficial for us when we're on the bike. So you can start your day, you could be doing a couple of lumbar curve exercises by rolling the pelvis into a neutral position. You can be putting your head in a position whereby we're doing some chin tuck drills on a seat, having your breakfast, in a queue for a coffee. You can be doing all sorts of things, but now you're aware of it. That's the thing, because these 2 exercises and these 2 awareness points are going to help us when we go on our indoor bike, outdoor bike, any type of bike really. You see, what we're doing in this video is we're building up a pattern of behaviour that you're going to replicate every single ride and every single day, and see it as the foundation of correcting those problems that you've got with your neck, because it works. It's worked with all my clients who've had issues when I'm bike fitting. So the first thing is posture check. How are you going to check your posture? The next thing is the movement drills that we do on the bike, hands and feet and ass. And then there is the saddle placement of your ass. Because everything's coming from this pelvis. You might go out and do a zone 2 ride and think, oh, it's just a boring zone 2 ride. No, it's an adventure. It's an opportunity to rewire your thinking about all the components of your posture in this ride and practice things. I mean, 99% of riders out there are going to go quicker if they can handle their bike better, therefore handle their body better. Yeah. Skill, baby. So you may think you look like Remco Evenepoel, but you look like the Grinch. Most of us are delusional, my friend, about how we look on the bike. So what you're going to need, if you're indoors, set your phone up, video yourself different angles, and what you're looking at is your pelvis and your head. As we start to fatigue, our pelvis will collapse. Your ass falls to the back of the saddle and your chin comes up and you end up riding with a chinny chin. That's why the pain's coming. So what we need to do is to get corrective measures, but we need to learn what we look like. So indoors as well, a mirror. Yeah, a simple little mirror so you can see yourself. Yeah, doing those little selfies. Practice your little faces. Oh, it's so hard. Yeah, I know the type of pictures. Outdoors, what are you going to do? Well, phone a friend. Oh, are you one of those lucky cyclists that have got a friend? If you've got the opportunity, okay? Hey, Bobby, take this camera and video me. Oh, you fanny. No, I'm looking at my posture. Try it, okay? Look, most coaching and development happens with the rider understanding what they're doing and where they need to move to. But unless you see it and feel it, and can really experience what you're doing, you're not going to make any progress. So the next thing is about movement. Now, the most classic movement is in and out the saddle. I know you don't like getting out the saddle, but you've got to practice it because it changes the angles through the spine. We're thinking about everything coming from the pelvis. Everything down is going to be impacted and everything up. So just change those positions every 10, 15 minutes. Just stand up, okay? Super simple. But the movement with your hands, this is massive. So you've got your 3 positions: on the hoods for all day riding, on the bars for your climbing, and then on the drops for chasing those KOMs and Stravas and the group that's just left you because you're taking little selfies of yourself. Okay, right, the first thing is when we go on the hoods, what will happen is you'll spend all day there, you'll just start to collapse, right? So what I have done before is put little stickers, little red sticker. Try it, put it on your hood. So when you go out riding, think of it as a button. Think of it as a posture button. So when you see it, press the button and just correct yourself. Be aware that your chin's starting to drop. Yeah, Bobby, did you see that show on TV? Oh, my wife was watching it. What was that guy wearing? Lipstick! I know! What's the world coming to? But you'll be aware, right, of what's going on. Now, when you come into the bars to climb, don't over grip. I know it's a hard climb and you're riding the bike with your ass and your fingers. Okay, nice and light. So then when we come into our drops, I want you to do something. Bring your hips forward, bring your pelvis forward. You're sitting on the nose of the saddle, the rivet of the saddle. This is going to allow you to exert more power. In some cases, you'll see 20, 30 more watts. It's going to allow you to use your glute muscles that have been switching off the further back you fall on the saddle. And the more your chin comes out, the less you're using your glutes. And that's why your quads are burning and you're putting yourself in a bad position. Double check, posture check. How are you going to do it? That might be the thing that you just need and it's going to help your neck. Next thing is your movement check. Every ride, you're practicing in different positions and how it feels. And the last one, slide your ass along the saddle. This video's getting a little bit crazy, isn't it? But slide and practice that. Indoors, outdoors, I don't care. Gravel, road, TT. The further forward you come on that saddle, you'll start to learn about the power differences you're able to exert. But switching on those glutes, yeah, it's like switching on those lights in a dark room. You'll see the future, my friend. Let's get off the bike and do some drills on the ground to finish off. Okay, what I want to do now is show you what I do before every single ride. Now, the work on the wall with lumbar curve and the chin tuck, these are just part of some of the drills that I do and I share, but they're really good starters. But here's what I do every single pre-ride. In fact, I do this every single day when I wake up. So the first thing, what we call cat-cow, and I just do 4 of them. Now, we know from research that 4 or 5 is enough to just start to engage a little bit of mobility through the spine. So we've just got to get a little bit of mobility into the spine, and that's enough, no more. We don't make this complicated. Now from there, what I do is I just come up, I flow with the position. Sir Lancelot, I just imagine myself being knighted. Arise, Sir Scott. Away and fuck yourself, royal family. Anyway, sorry. Okay, here, hip flexor. Why? Pelvis, baby. Everything comes from the pelvis, right? You've got to look after that. And your neck and your knees, they're going to love you for it, right? Remember, pencil neck, metal plate, not causing me a problem. Right, so here, I'm just gradually getting into the start of the day and my hip flexor is getting shortened because I'm on that bike. Got to do it every day, right? So anyway, I go through a few of them and I go into kicking in my glutes. You see, most people have lazy glutes. They don't use them, they're sitting down all day. Oh, I'm working, coach. No, you're not. You're playing solitaire and ficking gaming. So it's just a nice simple glute bridge. I go up, squeeze the glutes and hold, down. And I'm going to do 10 of them in the morning. Now this is an activator. It's not a full workout. But then, the most important, and even if you just do this one, it's going to help fire up your glutes. So before I go on the bike, early in the morning, anytime, I just get into a body squat position. And what I do is I go down, okay, and I'm pushing my ass. Imagine you're sitting on the toilet, but you're a little bit further away and you've got to reach your butt out. Keep your chest nice and high, chin in, always remembering that. Okay, down, and then when you come up, squeeze your butt. 10 of them, that's all you need. Now your butt has been fired up. Your glutes have been fired up and they're saying, hey, we're going to cycle. We're going to party. The glutes are now fired up and the quads are thinking, thank God he's fired up the glutes. We don't have to do as much work today. And this will help your neck. Let's summarise all that. Movement is medicine. No pro is sitting frozen still on their bike for 4 hours in any ride. Look, so you've got to move, shift your weight, roll your shoulders, shift your hand position. Your neck loves variety, and variety reduces load. It's simple, isn't it? But you know that. Neck pain, it isn't just part of getting older, and it's definitely not something you have to live with. It's just your body saying, "Oi, mate, something's not quite right." You gotta do the work off the bike, and those drills and routine I've set you up with, that's your starting point. Check out Ryan's comment, I'll pop it up. He's added 20 watts to his FTP in 4 weeks, and he's dropped 5 kilograms in 4 weeks. He's on his way to posture nirvana. All you gotta do is book your free orientation call. A free call, yes, where we can go through where you're at and where you want to be. Hey, maybe you're beyond the call. Don't need that, coach. I want some of that magic right now. I'll give you 7 days free exposure to the community and see all the wins in there. For free. Yes, I'm helping you out. What do you got to lose? 30 minutes of your time or 7 days? It's all free, and it will guarantee to move you forward. I got another video popping up, the Highlander who can live forever, or who wants to ride forever. Check that out, and you'll get a few more tips. But anyway, until the next time, look after your neck, tuck your chin in, keep rolling those shoulders, and practice that neutral pelvis position. Oh, that is a big head.